Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The message came through while I was flat on my back, staring at the cracks in the ceiling I'd memorized over the past 3 weeks. We should finalize things before he recovers. It'll be cleaner that way. First, I thought it was a mistake. A wrong number. A misfire. My phone wasn't even supposed to be in my hands. I could barely sit up without help, let alone scroll. But there it was. Clear. Cold. Intentional. And it wasn't just the message. It was her name at the top. And beneath it, Rashid, accountant. I didn't confront her right away. That's the thing about betrayal. You don't explode instantly. Not if you're still hoping you misunderstood. Not if part of you is still in love. I locked my phone, placed it face down on my chest, and waited for my heartbeat to slow. My ribs still ached from the accident, a dull, constant reminder of how fragile everything had become. She had been the one feeding me, helping me to the bathroom, adjusting my pillows at night. My wife. The same woman who had apparently decided it would be cleaner if I didn't fully recover before she left me. That night, when she walked into the room with a bowl of soup, she smiled the same way she always did, soft, tired, caring. "How are you feeling?" she asked, sitting beside me. I studied her face, searching for cracks. There were none. "Better," I said carefully. "Doctor says I might be able to start moving around in a week." There was the smallest pause. Barely noticeable. "Oh, that's good," she said, but her voice lacked something. Warmth maybe. Or sincerity. I nodded, pretending not to notice. But inside, something had already started unraveling. Over the next few days I paid attention. Not in an obsessive way. Not at first. Just differently. She started taking her phone with her everywhere. Even to the bathroom. Calls she used to take in front of me were now answered in hushed tones in the hallway. Once I heard her whisper, "Not now, I'll call you later," before hanging up quickly when she saw me looking. "Who was that?" I asked. "Just my sister," she replied too quickly. Her sister hated phone calls. I didn't argue. I just nodded. Later that night, when she fell asleep beside me, I stared at her silhouette in the dark, trying to reconcile the woman I loved with the one from that message. I told myself I needed proof. Not assumptions. Not guesses. Proof. Came easier than I expected. 2 days later, she left her laptop open on the dining table. She had gone out to pick up groceries, at least that's what she said. I wasn't supposed to be out of bed yet. My leg protested with every step, but pain felt irrelevant compared to what I might find. I lowered myself into the chair, hands trembling slightly, and opened her email. I wish I could say I hesitated. I didn't. There was a thread. Recent. Ongoing. Between her and Rashid. At first it looked professional: documents, financial summaries, questions about assets. But then the tone shifted. "If we move the funds now, he won't question it. He trusts you. I feel guilty, but I can't keep living like this. Once the papers are ready, we'll tell him together. It's better if he doesn't fight it." My vision blurred for a second. Not just divorce. Planning. Timing. Strategy. All while I was lying in bed, depending on her for everything. There was even a draft of the settlement. She wanted the house. Half my savings. And she had already figured out how to justify it legally. I closed the laptop slowly, my chest tightening. Not from injury this time, but something deeper. Something heavier. 8 years together. Reduced to bullet points and bank transfers. That night I didn't say anything. Instead, I made a decision. If she could plan behind my back, so could I. The next morning I called a lawyer. It wasn't dramatic. No long speeches. Just quiet, practical steps. I explained everything. Sent screenshots. Documents. The messages I had taken photos of. "Do you want to confront her?" the lawyer asked. I stared out the window for a long moment. "No," I said finally. "I want to be ready." Over the next week, I moved faster than she expected I ever could. Accounts were secured. Assets were documented. My own version of the truth was prepared, clean, clear, undeniable. And all the while, she continued playing her role. Making tea. Asking about my pain. Kissing my forehead before bed. Each gesture now felt like a performance I couldn't unsee. The confrontation came on a quiet afternoon. She was sitting across from me, going through some papers, when I slid an envelope toward her. "What's this?" she asked. Just something I need you to read. She opened it casually. Then her expression changed. Confusion first. Then realization. Then fear. These are, what is this? She stammered. Divorce papers, I said calmly. Filed yesterday. Her hand started to shake. You filed. I nodded. Turns out it's cleaner this way. The words hung in the air between us, heavy and sharp. Her eyes widened slightly. She knew. You went through my things, she whispered. I let out a quiet breath. I trusted you. That was my mistake. Silence stretched. For a moment she looked like she might cry. I was going to tell you, she said weakly. When? I asked. After everything was already done? She didn't answer. There was no screaming. No dramatic breakdown. Just two people sitting across from each other, surrounded by the quiet ruins of something that used to matter. I didn't plan it like this, she said eventually. But you still planned it, I replied. That was the truth neither of us could escape. In the end, she didn't fight the terms. Maybe she knew she couldn't. Maybe she was just tired. Or maybe deep down she understood that the moment she chose strategy over honesty, she had already lost me. I'm walking again now. Slowly. Carefully. But on my own. Sometimes I still think about her. About the life we had. The small, ordinary moments that used to feel real. But they don't hurt the same way anymore. Because I've learned something I didn't understand before. Love isn't just about staying. It's about how you leave. And she had already left long before I ever filed those papers. I just made it official first.